Ah, she looks cool. Welcome to the Red Strings Club, Diana Mays. Oh, am I that famous? Damn, Kara. Don't go saying clients' names. I told her you were coming. That sounds like it would make the most sense. It's alright, it made me feel important. When did you start hiring brats to work at the bar anyway? Are you getting old? You know, my leg isn't getting any better and I thought I could use an extra hand. Must be tough facing life without any upgrades. Donovan doesn't have any upgrades. So he wouldn't actually be affected by the implant issue. I'm happy. Does that count? Congratulations. Do you have a light? Oh, no cigarette lighting minigame. Okay, I'll spare you the preamble and guess why you called me. Is it because of the dead girl at the H+ Corpse Clinic? Shit, you engineers don't like to waste time. I know your boyfriend works with those Proxima rascals on the regular, and figured you'd want details. And I thought I was the information broker. Dang. What's that info gonna cost me? There's some information I'd like you to get me in exchange. This nut will be pretty hard to crack, but I trust you're the best. Now you're gilding the pill? I guess the process of gilding is with gold, so... It's not a bitter pill to swallow, it's a gilded pill. To make it easier to swallow? What do you say we start with a drink on the house? If all of his drinks are on the house, how does he make money? I've been dying to sip from one of your cocktails again. Right away, miss. Hey Newman, my muse, are you around? This time it's the real deal. Let's get some info out of this girl. Remember, fill the glass of spirits to tune into the soul discs. Adjust the size of the disc by adding ice to the drink. Okay. I'll be taking notes, adding facts, and updating the objectives as we progress. So please, check it out now and then. One more thing. Before asking her any questions, think about whether she's in the right mood to answer them. This isn't a video game. We can't keep repeating the same dialogue again and again. Oh, how cheeky and meta. If you need to change the mood, just serve her another drink and we'll take it from there. In this case, sympathy might draw out confessions and fear might exploit her paranoia. I'll trust her instincts, my magical friend. Back to my old bartending days. Pouring spirits all over the floor. An attempt to attune myself to a client's emotions. I think I will stop here for this episode. Next time, interrogation. Oh my. Decisions I've made. Okay. What? Last saved 12 minutes ago. Okay, so maybe now we're not stopping now. Let's keep going. Let's see, the way that it plays out, it looks like it's trickier to get to her sympathy than to her fear. Well, let's Now, I forget which direction. I don't even need to... Why? There are freaking arrows on these bottles. Okay. So we need a little bit of this. Into the glass. Into the glass. Just shoot the glass. Okay, well, let's make it a little bit to the left. There we go. Oh, God, you're the best. Ugh. Why do you need the information dealing side hustle when you make cocktails this good? I'm telling you, you should be a world-famous bartender. I'm glad you like it. She seems to be in a good mood. Let's find out what information, So what information do you want from me? And by tough, I mean dangerous. But I figured that's never been a problem for you. Nothing can get me as long as I run the Red Strings Club. Fire away. I want to know who the CEO of Supercontinent Ltd. Okay, so it's quite likely that Supercontinent does not have opposition in the field of implants if people don't know who the CEO is. Don't you work for them? Yeah. Can't you just Google it? What you'll find online is that the Supercontinent CEO is Jack B. Gaynor. What you'll also see is that he hasn't made a public appearance in 2 years. You're implying the CEO has been supplanted. That's one hypothesis, yeah. Fact is that no one's seen him for a long time, and that lately Supercontinent's philosophy and methods have changed dramatically. They've become quite more aggressive, as if power has been usurped. New fact. I see. Okay, Diana. Why do you want to know about Supercontinent CEO? I guess a proper explanation is due if I want you to do a decent job. As I said, the CEO is no longer Jack Gaynor. I've never met the guy in person, nor was he a celebrity, but he showed his face when necessary. Now I can't find record of a public appearance that's not at least 2 years old. Plus, the strategy has changed. How? I feel like they've become cruelly pragmatic. So are you worried because they're behaving like a normal corporation? Yes. I didn't take you for an idealistic yuppie. Supercontinent has never been up to any good, no matter how pretty their marketing. Except they actually serve a greater good. Supercontinent has done a lot for this country and people around the world. She's in a good mood, so, for example, look, Supercontinent is powerful, but they're not a massive corporation. Their fundamental goal isn't to accumulate power, but to grow their ability to help people. Supercontinent's executives are some of the lowest paid among major world corporations. It's because they don't aim for profit, but social change. Which could be an issue, because if everybody is brainless dolls, they could create their own social change. I've witnessed it myself, I'm part of it. Supercontinent plays the corporate game, but their goals aren't so different from yours. And considering he makes drinks that create emotion, Supercontinent has fought many unjust laws, keeping governments in check. They plead for decent housing, and they offer free legal representation to those who can't afford it. A few years ago, they dismantled the entire city police because of corruption. But if they are so nice, what do you have to fear? That's the problem. I feel like they're not so nice anymore. I mean, the ideals and objectives are still laudable, but they've become heartless in some way. A lot of brilliant employees have been dismissed with little reason. They're squeezing us to our limits with aggressive deadlines, like they have a big agenda that they need to execute at any cost. Jack wouldn't allow that. So it's a question of job comfort. I wish that was extended. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it's hard to get work done when I think my life is in danger. Diana Mays is afraid supercontinent may kill her. Yeah, that's a bit harsh. What have you been working on lately? Is this an official inquiry, or are you just making small talk? I'm sincerely interested in how you're doing. Oh, don't be so oily, Donnie. Sorry, application will happen. Seriously, are you okay? Not at my peak, I'd say. Too much going on lately. You don't have to worry about me. You know, the information broker thing is just a side business. As the Red Strings Club bartender, my true calling is to heal souls. Is he just the bartender, or is he also the owner? What a good Samaritan you are. But don't sweat it. I swapped my soul for a brain processor a long time ago. Should I feign worry? Tell about... I'm worried about something. Do you mind if we invert roles for a moment and you listen to my problems? No. Wouldn't mind a chance to learn more about the mysterious bartender. Thanks. See, this is about Brandy. In trouble again? He's always in trouble, but that's not what worries me. Lately he's been acting moody and depressed. Sometimes even aggressive. Who are we talking about? Yeah, with so many influences. Oh, probably the other guy here. That's the problem with having a playthrough that's so much time apart. I guess he'd have some stress regulators. All that's making him more and more reckless. I'm afraid one day it'll come to the worst. It's weird to see you show concern so openly, so this must be great. But my work will soon make everything all right. Are you talking about social... What did that stand for? You already know about that? Who the fuck is leaking this info? I don't think it leaked, I'm just you. I'm just, you know, too good of an information dealer. I'm probably the only one who knows outside of Supercontinent. So you got it from someone on the inside. No, you know I never reveal my sources. That's also why you're safe talking to me. So if you already know about the project, you know you can be rest assured. I'm not very aware of the details. Fine, I can fill you in. I'm the director. Oh, snap. She is the director of social psych welfare. Tell me more about social psych welfare. Guess there's no going back with you now, so I'm all in. Are you ready? Shoot. Social psych welfare is the greatest revolution in the area of human comfort. We've been working for a long time on designing a system that always keeps the user at their best. It's able to tell apart feelings like depression, anxiety, rage, and keep them in check using only the power of your own physiology. It's all natural, no secondary effects. Now, as somebody who wants to be a writer when I grow up, I'd imagine that, like, the desire to write, or should I say the capacity to, the ability to sit down and produce words and make them into stories, again, is also something that's affected by mood. And that's something that I've wondered about before, like the times in which I've had allergies acting up or some cold going on. And the only free time I have, all I have is nausea and dizziness, and I can't focus. And like, or I guess that's physical. Although I'd imagine from a physical standpoint, this should be able to. So I guess let's switch gears. Let's talk about a more mental type of, more mood affecting. Like, let's say you end up dealing with somebody who just pisses you off, and you can't focus because of it. In theory, if it could clear that out, if it can clear out the thing that's preventing you from focusing, then in theory that should help enable creativity. But that also questions what causes creativity. How does the machine... Well, let's see what she says. Isn't SP going to affect... I hope so. Excuse me? Depression as a source of inspiration is just an unhealthy myth. Exactly. When I get depressed, I don't feel like writing. Maslow's pyramid, baby. To achieve self-realization, to fully embrace creativity, you first have to be at peace. You don't have to be depressed to write a dark tale. You don't have to hate to draw violence. Art is emotion through the filter of calm focus. But what experiences is the artist supposed to distill if they haven't felt anything before? Oh. Also, I just realized that the back of her head is kind of dilating. That's not the right word, but at the very least it's shifting. It's a shifting texture. So the cap that she seems to be wearing might not be a cap at all. It might be something related to an implant. She did say she replaced her soul with a brain chip. So she might have something like that going on. Oh, but haven't we all felt enough already? What about new generations? I suppose Supercontinent plans on pushing SPW to the whole population. So if kids are granted everlasting happiness from birth, what are artists supposed to distill? I don't see the problem, Donovan. First of all, it's the government who will determine the minimum age to benefit from SPW. But in any case, art doesn't exist to amuse you. It is but a reflection of the times. If humanity evolves, it's only natural that art evolve with it. And I suppose we have moved from cave paintings to Catwoman the movie. If with SPW we're entering an era of art marked by celebration, so be it. You've really been drinking your own bathwater. Ugh. I don't understand why you're so radically against total happiness. Because being human is all about hating, crying, fearing. Is that what you want out of humanity? To hate? To fear? Now, I don't remember at this point, but if you've read the book by Philip K. Dick, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? In the book, that was obviously cut out from the movie, for the movie Blade Runner. Deckard's wife has a phone that she dials to receive emotions. And one of the things she figures out in the course of the story is what number to dial to receive depression. It is not a pre-programmed number. She had to figure it out herself. And she argues that depression is a necessity to allow a person to appreciate happiness. If you only have happiness, happiness becomes the baseline. Whereas if you have depression, the baseline rests somewhere in between the two. So you realize why you should be happy versus why you should be depressed. It is also the main reason, my main excuse for why I don't smile all the time. If you smile all the time, that becomes the baseline. How do you know if somebody is happy if they're smiling all the time? Besides, I don't need to exercise all those face muscles. and then loving and laughing, and ephemeral fucking euphoria. I guess you'll have to wait and see before you realize how good this is for all of us. Won't it make you stop being you? It's not going to affect individuality at all. It's only natural to be scared at the prospect of unlimited happiness. But this is less intrusive than an average antidepressant this city's inhabitants swallow every day. And in reality, consider the things that people do that change their own perception of the reality around them, i.e., substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, whatever. Alcohol is probably the easier one because it is legal. The people who aren't quite themselves when they're drunk. I am not a very interesting drunk. I just get very tired. Other people are interesting for their own fashions. I remember hearing somebody tell stories about how he would get blackout drunk and then he'd wake up in the morning and there would be the things that drunk him did and now sober him has to figure out. And I'd be like, I wish my drunkenness was like that. But it does present an altered state of perception for an individual person. Who we are is essentially a balance of chemicals. And antidepressants definitely affect that balance of chemicals. So you're saying that removing an important part of our mood spectrum isn't going to change our personalities. I didn't say that. It will help us access our better selves. Or do you enjoy being sad? Okay. So the easy answer is to say you do not enjoy being sad. But at the same time, there are sad movies, which are enjoyable. I'm not really including Requiem for a Dream in this. Like, Requiem for a Dream is a fantastic movie, but I will never watch that again, because it is just watching a small group of people's lives deteriorate over the course of 2 hours. Whereas there are other sad movies that regularly get made, or movies that feature sadness. Now, here's the thing. The appreciation of movies for having sadness doesn't equate to being sad about an experience in your own life. No, it's not a pleasant feeling. So what's wrong about letting your own body suppress it? Yeah, I suppose it might be a good thing after all. That's right, it's a shame you're not going to be able to enjoy it. Those Proxima assholes really did a number on you. I don't mind living upgrade free, but they could have spared my knee, yeah. And what about the mirror neuron algorithm? What? Wouldn't that allow me to access the benefits of... I don't have a single clue what you're talking about. Really? I must have mixed info from different projects. The name does sound interesting. What is it? Oh, I'm very sorry, you can't afford that info, Dana. What a tease. Sounds like a mind control device to me. It's quite a stretch. Isn't unhappiness what drives us forward? Well, unhappiness, the idea of saying that unhappiness drives us forward is like hunger drives us towards food. Hunger just reminds you that you need sustenance, but you always do need sustenance. Unhappiness doesn't drive you towards happiness. It just reminds you of what you're missing. What you're selling sounds like the worst kind of conformism. No one will ever be willing to fight, rebel, to disrupt our world, because nobody would be angry. And if nobody's ever angry at something, that's pretty convenient for corporations and governments alike. The fine print of eternal happiness is absolute obedience. Don't exaggerate. I'm using SPW right now. Do you see me as a harmless lamb? I don't think so. How can you know? I feel better than ever. So you're wrong about unhappiness being the greatest motivator. The best goals are born from joy and love. See, these mind control devices are born from love. I don't blame you. You've always been a survivor, but those days are almost over. I don't want to sound delusional here, but SPW is worldwide peace. Can't you see it? No, can't see it. The world needs disagreement to keep... Does the world need disagreement to keep evolving? Yeah. World peace just means eternal slumber. Let me stop you right there before you start making a plea for war. You know that's not what I mean. Only that you just said world peace is bad for humanity. Alright. Don't you think it's all a bit unnatural? Oh, now you're talking like an old-timer. Hey, remember the days in which we didn't have the super programmable chips? We had to type our own code into our neural net processors with our own keyboards. Do you know how many times that argument has been wielded against progress? I did sound like a grandpa, eh? You said it. But yeah, natural is not the best argument to use against progress. We're not burning witches anymore. Yeah, stop rubbing salt into the wound. I've had enough spew for the day. I'm really excited about all of this. One question down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions to go. Sorry you're not a fan of it, but just accept it. This is the future. No, the present. Okay, tell me about Ariadna's death. Oh, so you already knew who it was. Well, that's my job. I called you hoping you could tell me something I don't know. What don't you know then? What was she even doing there? I have no idea, I can only speculate. Alright, let's speculate together. And what might that be? Supercontinent has a lot of secrets. Could Ariadne possibly be interested in that she would risk her skin by sneaking into an implant clinic? The latest designs for human upgrade? Come on, don't tell me. Club just to mock me. I'm sorry, but it's true. Supercontinent has a lot of secrets. You can't just start blabbing about my kinds. You'll need to be more specific if you want to snitch. And don't abuse the privilege. Pick just one topic, please. What does it have to do with Kara? What a bold card to play. So you know about Project Akara. You really know your work, Donovan. I haven't seen them in person myself, which is why she didn't recognize that the Walmart greeter was actually the super empath. But I tell you, those androids are the stuff of the future. The lead architect, Dr. Coldstream, who is clearly a James Bond villain with that kind of name, is a genius, a man of the century to me. And he doesn't even wear a brain processor like me. I bet substituting part of his brain with a machine would just devalue it. Focus. Oh yeah, sorry. If she infiltrated a H+ core clinic, it's possible she could have found an Akara android. They're supposed to be crafting the latest human upgrades at Supercontinent. Or no, the marketing team is getting ready to make some announcements regarding the Akara. I don't think Supercontinent would kill someone over a commercial leak. At least not so close to the reveal. Oh, there's... There appear to be a lot of... There seem to be a lot of plot points in between now and when Brandy falls out of the tower. Ah, Donovan, if I hadn't removed the part of my brain that processes love, I swear I'd fall for you every time. I don't know how you do it, but I always leave the club shaking. I'm starting to think you're putting something in my drinks. Yes, mood-altering alcohols and spirits. Just the up alcohol, the down alcohol, and the lefts and the rights. But I'm glad I can get through your ice-cold processors and stir those artificial feelings of yours. Hey, they're not artificial, they're just upgraded. That is like a movie teaser ending line. Emotion can be a pitfall for scientists like me. Better to have them in check. You ought to live more dangerously. Inspiration plays a big part in being a memorable scientist. Maybe I'll make sure to come back to the club anytime I need some good old mojo. Please do. I should be leaving now. Thanks for the drinks, the chat, and the info. And please, call me as soon as you get something on Supercontinent CEO. I will. Thank you for coming, Diana. My pleasure. Thank you for coming. See you next time, Diana. That is definitely a brain implant. Okay, Akara, listen. Never again say a customer's name. Why not? Because it makes them feel uncomfortable and paranoid. I was taught that repeating somebody's name builds trust and familiarity. Yeah, but the Red Strings Club is a haven of sorts. My clients value their anonymity. If you blab their names right when they come in, they'll think I told you all about them, and you're supposed to be a mere trainee. Leave the name dropping to me. Understood. I'm sorry, Donovan. Don't sweat it, just keep it in mind, Akara. It won't happen again, Donovan. Very well, Akara. Let's focus on your aptitudes instead of your weaknesses. Get any interesting insights from your empathetic algorithms. Indeed. However, I don't see an easy way to properly communicate them, so I'd like to propose a game. Play is one of the most primal human devices for learning and development. Transmitting the vast amount of data gathered from your conversation with Diana is impossible. So pick the important parts. So I've designed a process to let you reach your own conclusions. More of it gets to better understand you so you can improve as a team. Sound like pro HR talk, but whatever, I'm in. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Tend to be exact. I have my own answers to them, but I'm most interested in your input. When we're finished, I will let you know how many of them you got right. If you score a 7 out of 10, I'll grant you a new skill. Did they use the of an RPG villager to build you? And what the hell, can you even do that? A game without reward proves to be very dull. And yes, I can grant you something to improve your bartending skills. Why don't you just give them to me now? I'm designed to make you happy, a much different thing than granting your every wish. Alright. Okay. So, I've only kind of started watching it, but one of the first episodes of The Twilight Zone features this man who dies, and he goes off to the afterlife. He dies while attempting to escape from a robbery. Him being the criminal in the process. And he gets shot to death by the police. And in this afterlife, in this cloudy, heaven-esque state, he's able to do all the robberies he wants. He can do all the criminal activities. And he realizes that there's no challenge to it. There's no risk. He's always going to get away. And when he confronts the angel or so person who brought him there, the angel reveals that he's not actually in heaven, he is in hell. That the thing that would have made him happy, the risk and reward, was removed from him, and now there was no risk and thus no reward. Sometimes I feel like you're some dumb mannequin, but now I believe the very devil could be running through your circuits. Shall I begin? Ah, this is exciting. You're more twisted than I thought. Give it to me. Is Diana physically attracted to you? I would say no. What kind of question is that? And how am I supposed to know? Just answer my questions, I know what I'm doing. Is Diana physically attracted to you? Is Diana 100% loyal to Supercon? Yes. Is she proud of social psych? Yes. Would Diana be happier without the effects of SPW? No. Does Diana know about the mirror neuron algorithm? No. Who is the person Diana most admires? Dr. Edgar Coldstream. Regarding your bartending, what spirit does Diana enjoy the most? Okay, see, I don't remember the names of the drinks. Okay, hold on, wait. Absinthe would likely be the green drink, and that goes to the left, so that can't be it. Let's see if I could... I will guess tequila. Yeah, she probably lied. This one I can't fail since my opinion. Maybe it's as hard as not lying. Is SPW as bad as I thought? No, but it should be optional. I mean, nowadays you can have whatever psychoactive drugs you want. Becoming a smiling bastard should be the decision of the implant wearer. This silent update is crime no matter how you look at it. Did I pass? You got 5 out of 10 questions. And I thought I was a cunning man. This was concede you another go at it. You want to try again? Yeah, totally did it with cheating. Congratulations, you are a sharp man. Sounds a little condescending, but thank you. What did I win? I'm going to produce a short span memory resetter for you. One of my abilities is to synthesize psychoactive drugs. The system was designed to deal with emergency anxiety crises and such, but given the unusual context we're in, I can widen its purposes. Add this to a client's drink and they will think they just sat at the bar for the first time. That way you can explore different conversation paths with them without them noticing. It sounds crazy and a bit immoral. Why aren't you manipulating them with your drinks? I thought this would be helpful. You got me there. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. I'm sorry, Donovan. It's okay, I'll save it for emergency. Say, how much of this can you produce? Not much. I have a limited chemical repository for such purposes. I'd rather keep these as prizes for our little games. How playful of you. Gotcha, let's keep it like this then. I detect a client approaching the club. So soon, didn't expect anyone else tonight. He has like 5 seats, just what we see here. Plus the piano, and these 2 tables over here that nobody's using, and this jukebox, and this coat that belongs to nobody. Like, was he expecting just to be a bartender for nobody? Just stand there and wait for... You want me to check their background? Yes, please. Naima Koss, 34 years old. She's a corporate lawyer at Supercontinent. Footage from nearby locations shows she's been shadowing Diana. This may be troublesome. You want me to drive her away? Can you do that? I could send a fake emergency meeting request to her phone. Your skill set begins to seem uncanny. You want me to drive her away? No, let her in. If fate brought her to the Red Strings Club, there has to be a reason, and we're happily going to exploit that. Ah, she seems pretty cool. She's got, like, cyborg shades, and, like, cyborg tubes connected to her back for some reason. Absinthe on the rocks, please. Welcome to the Red Strings Club, miss. I'm afraid I can't just serve you that. This is not your usual bar. Here, tell me how you feel and I'll fix you a matching drink. I see. I feel like asking you a series of questions regarding why you're prying into my client's business. How dry? You must be a lawyer, no? That's correct. I'm here representing Supercontinent's interests. What was Diana May's business here? Hold your horses now. Apart from serving drinks, I'm also an information broker. So questions have a price tag in this club. Okay, how much? Here's my deal. You ask as many questions as you want, then I get to ask that many questions myself. Fair enough. Although I should inform you that, unlike you, I won't be able to disclose any of my client's sensitive information. Although I must let you know that, unlike you, I know my way around empathy and subtlety. You risk leaking more information than you might think. I'll take my chances, Mr. The name's Donovan, owner of the Red Strings Club. I'm Naomi Koss, corporate lawyer at Supercontinent. Shall we commence business? What was Diana May's business here? She's an old friend. She pays me a visit every now and then. We had a drink, caught up, that's it. I won't lie to you either. If I can't disclose something, I will clearly specify so. Except that that was the truth, Miss Cox. Friendship might sound alien in your world, but we still keep loving each other at street level. Is it about the Proxima organization? Did we make... Also notice how the lawyer doesn't know what Akara looks like. They've been making trouble for my client again. I'd like to know exactly what Proxima's got on Super... Proxima knows about your new CEO. From what I've heard, they've found some pretty juicy stuff. It can't be possible. Can't wait to get my hands on that info, to be honest. Those are just some, but if you happen to get a hold of that intel, come to us first. Didn't know you were that into rumors enough. Next question. Where is Johanna Seftis? Come again? Where is Johanna Seftis? You're saying this as if I should know her. What a poor information dealer you are if you don't even know Supercontinent's Chief Operations Officer. What's the matter? Is she missing? Forget about it. She's missing. That was all I had to ask. My turn then? Go ahead, you have 3 questions. Okay, but I won't be telling you how I feel or any of that nonsense. Don't worry, let me know enough about yourself already Don't worry, you let me know enough about yourself already for me to work my magic. Trust me, you'll like this. Do I want to target her ambition, her stress, or her remorse? I will target her remorse. I'll need a little bit of down. Yeah, a little bit there, a little bit right. Good enough. I have to admit, you serve good stuff here. What am I doing in a bar at a time like this? Something troubling you? No, nothing. Not my place to judge a client. Just ask your questions. Could she be going through an ethical crisis? 3 questions left. It looks like it just saved. So I'm gonna call it here. Find out what her client, Supercontinent, is up to. Or maybe get an idea. Until next time.